Hello and welcome to K-Stop, Fuse's K-Pop podcast. Hello everybody, this is Jeff Benjamin, and as usual, I'm joined by the cutest elf in New York City, Tina
The
Zoo.
cutest, aw.
Duh, it's a holiday party today at Fuse.
It is. I'm so excited. I've been counting down to this for I don't even know how long. Anyone who knows me knows that I love holiday parties.
It's true.
Best time of the year.
So we are very excited. Look out for hopefully some fun photos from your Fuse family. And before we get into anything today, I have to give a special announcement because we need to just call to action the K-Stop listeners right now because you guys have a very important role that we need from you very soon in the next coming days. So if you guys remember last year Fuse's sister channel FM did for their first ever K-pop top 40 music video competition, where just like Fuse does on its channel every year, they have the viewers vote for the top 40 videos of the year. And it's a big competition, millions and millions of votes. This year just ended.
And there are brackets with head-to-head
matchups.
Yes.
Rounds, rounds every year. The biggest artists going against each other. Basically, we, whittle down the best videos of the year, the biggest artists, biggest singles, and we want you to decide who is, the top video. And this year, oh my gosh, I think the final... some of the final videos were Britney Spears and Fifth Harmony and Rihanna and, Hayley Williams, 21 Pilots, so many
it
big
comes
names.
down to dedicated fan bases.
Yes,
so
yes.
That's where all of you come in.
Yeah, and last year it was incredible. The response was just huge. And it was the first time we ever did it. And I think the final two, I think it got down to Tiara and either Big Bang or Infinite or GOT7. Oh, no, I think it was Tiara and EXO. It's definitely Tiara and EXO.
I totally
Tiara's
forgot.
So Crazy and EXO's Call Me
and
Baby.
Tiara won, right?
And Tiara
Tiara
won, that humongous fan base.
Right, yeah.
So this year, it's going to be bigger than ever. Once again, the biggest 40 videos again. But this time it's going to be on Fuse. We're holding it on Fuse. It's going to be massive. It's starting right at the top of the year, just so, we make sure we get all the biggest releases in. And, K-pop basically, all those awards come at the top of the year and stuff like that. So we're kind of looking to Korea for that. But we have three... just like on K-Stop, how we review three, songs a week, we want you guys to decide the final three that get into the video. So we have a huge list of big videos, but we have some that are just on the cusp, or we want to look to you guys for your suggestions. So if you go to Fuse.tv right now on the latest Fuse, on the latest K-Stop podcast, you'll not only see, the usual episode with, favorite release of the week, but you also see who should be in the final three for, who should be the final three videos in Fuse's K-Pop Top 40 Music Video Countdown. We gave you guys some light suggestions, some that were just on the cusp. You'll get to choose between Teen Top's Warning Sign, Oh My Girls, Listen to My Song, Highs and Dean's Shut Up and Groove, BAP Skydive, Suzy and Baekhyun's Dream, Newest's Overcome, Crampop's Do Doom Chit, Monsta X's All In, Dia's Mr. Potter, NCT U's 7 Cents, or you can write it in and tweet us your thoughts or leave a comment on Fuse.tv. There's lots of ways. We want to get you guys involved in this because you guys have been, week after week a part of this. And this is going to be the big sort of year-end, top of the year K-pop blowout. So we want you to be a part of it.
I have a feeling people are going to hit us up with Twice and GOT7 and they're definitely on the list already.
Keep in mind, don't worry, we are thinking of, we definitely looked at the charts, looked at the stats, looked at what people were,
the major players are
represented.
Very, very it's very 99% positive that they're probably on the list,
So use your vote wisely. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to say. So you can kind of get a sense, these are sort of the up and coming groups, groups that are just on the cusp of really making a statement, or, groups that might, it's a little, it might be a duet, it might be something else. So we don't want to reveal the 40, or I should say the
Right.
37 yet.
Yeah,
But
we're not gonna sit here and list them off. But
no.
they're all like the year's biggest releases. And we're sure your
Yes.
favorites are gonna be on there.
Yes, your top favorites.
yeah.
But if you have some underrated favorites, or you
Yeah,
really
let
want
us
to be
know,
representative,
the ones who, yeah.
and you better show up to vote when this all kicks off at the very top of January. So that is our update for wanting to get the K-Stop listeners involved, because you guys are with us every week, and we love you for it.
Vote for Highs indeed.
I would love to see that one in. I would love that.
That's what I'm voting for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's a couple of my favorites in here. I love Teen Top. I love Oh My Girl. I love Newest. So I love Monster X. Love a lot of them.
That is a good song.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yes. So thank you. So we hope to see your guys' votes. Leave them on fuse.tv, or you could tweet us. We'll do our best to keep track of them. There's a lot of Twitter activity going on.
If you're doing a write-in, tweeting using hashtag KStop,
we'll see it.
That's totally doable. If it's somebody on the ballot already, I think ideally voting would be the easiest way to keep track of votes.
Yeah, because we'll see those numbers straight up. Yeah. But yeah, we're excited, guys. There's so many good videos on here. I'm so excited. It's gonna be awesome. You might even see some K-pop on the channel. You just never know.
You never
Okay,
know, yeah.
it's gonna be crazy. So yes. Otherwise, like you guys know, you're also a part of this show because you guys send in comments. You guys vote every week on the top release of the week. And last week we talked about 17's Boom Boom, Hyoyeon's Mystery, and Hyze's Star. And coming in with, she really slayed it. Hyoyeon came up with 84% of the votes.
Woo!
With Mystery. That was your vote, right?
Yay, yes.
17, which got my vote, got 12%.
That's
and
still
then
very respectable.
It's respectable for sure. And then Highs came in with 4%.
Okay.
Also respectable.
Yeah.
So thank you guys as always for voting and everything like that. But now we got a pretty packed episode of some really unique, very different spectrums of the
Yes.
releases and everything. So let's just dive right into it, Tina. Who's first?
Let's dive right in. We got to start with the biggest release of the past week, and obviously, of course, that is Big Bang, who finally dropped the full-length Made album. Finally, although the majority of that album we have already heard because they were all released as individual singles via MADE, all of that. But we got a few new tracks. 2 of them were released as dual title track singles. I don't know. It's weird can I just say the album or the first song is called "Fuck It," even though it's not.
Yes, so
I don't know because
explicit episode.
The Korean title is literal translation is "Oh hell, I don't know" or something like that, which kind of more or less translates to just fuck it. But so they X'd out the 2 of the letters. So
literally X'd it.
Right.
Replace them with that. Which remember Guyan did that in she did that "Fuck You" song, but yeah, we're just gonna it's gonna be an explicit episode here, people.
Should we just say F it? I don't know. I don't know where people listen to our episodes.
Yes. Well, we'll keep this as PG as possible. We'll say F it, but a fuck might drop in there a couple times.
Yeah. I curse a lot in general, so sorry in advance.
Won't be the first time.
So that was one single that was released. Yes. And this is more like the upbeat one. And then the second single is called Last Dance.
Yeah.
Which is the much more bittersweet, slower tempoed song.
Yeah.
Which one should we get into first?
Well, I mean, we also can't forget about Girlfriend. I feel like we should give it a little time.
That was
just because it's new.
Yes, but, also a new song.
Let's just. Which one are you feeling more? I feel let's start with "Fuck It," "F It," because "Last Dance" I feel like I'm gonna need a moment to go through it all.
That's
true. So let's start with "Fuck It" because, I think I'm personally really impressed by this one.
I was in love from the very first notes, first bars, whatever. I thought it was really cool that Taeyang started in all English first.
Perfect English.
And his English is very underrated. His pronunciation is stellar, and it always has been since the moment he, like, I guess, became more open with speaking in English.
Yeah. No, but I was even really impressed. It sounded so natural.
Yeah, very
and so,
natural.
You know, which, you know, to me, and I wrote this in my little like review on Fuse.tv, that, you know, it almost even that opening with just, you know, all in English really sounds natural at home. You know, it wasn't like pushed. It didn't feel unnatural, for lack of a better word, but it just kind of almost highlighted, just like right off the bat, they're like very international appeal, which is like one of the biggest things about Big Bang, you know, that always stood out from the beginning. So sorry, side note about that, to interrupt you.
No, I don't even know how to really describe the genre. It's like pop with a bit of, it's very hip hop, R&B a little bit.
It's just bouncy.
But it's bouncy. That's what I'm saying. You can also kind of like dance to a little bit, but it's definitely not like a dance track.
No. It kind of, it's that boppy sort of sound. It reminds me, actually,
feel good.
Very feel good. And I remember, actually, I was doing this like assignment recently, and only recently like kind of came across this song, but it reminds me a little bit of Amine, I think is how it's pronounced, Caroline's song. Do you know that song?
I have no idea what that is.
It's this like really underrated song, really good, but it has this same sort of flow and, like, you know, these electronic flourishes that are kind of like bouncing all around, but done in like a hip hop manner. It's really, really nice and really well done, and just on trend, but also very forward thinking, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's honestly, I can't think of anything that sounds like that off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But like on first listen, it doesn't hit you over the head with that.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know,
and those, go ahead.
No, I just love it so much. I don't even know how to really describe it. I think like this really embodies what makes Big Bang who they are.
Yeah. I mean,
and what just like originally drew me to them in the first place. I mean, not that this sounds like anything like what they debuted with, but it's kind of like that edgy, trendy sound, while still, what am I trying to say here? It's like it pushes the envelope, but without kind of being too out there and too quirky.
Yeah, and I know what you mean too. On one hand, and this is something I've always really, really liked and was also drawn to Big Bang as well, is that, you know, there's this sort of emotional side, thoughtful side. He's saying, "Oh, I'm nervous to talk to you. I don't know, you know, I don't know why I'm getting so nervous, all this stuff." But then there's also the very playful, boyish, like adolescent, like, "I just want to get down."
Exactly.
And it's like, and you know, it's just like, okay, so everyone can have fun with it, you know, even though there's a bit of sentimentality, whatever that word is. Sentimentality.
Is that the word?
I don't know. We sound like idiots right now. But anyway, we were struggling to think of words earlier. We were just talking between us. But but you know, and once again done in a very accessible, forward thinking, you know, and you know, lots of times I feel like Big Bang is always very on trend. Like, you know, Bang 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 was right on trend. Fantastic Baby, right on trend. This one, I almost feel like they're even thinking a little forward thinking. You know, they're kind of, you know, I feel like this is just a very spacey sort of.
Yeah, and I think I think the audience is, or the appeal is maybe wider with this song versus something like Fantastic Baby. Because if you don't like blaring horns, EDM dance music, that's probably not the track for you, although that was such a huge worldwide success. This one's, I'm very interested in seeing or hearing from, I guess, maybe people don't listen to K-pop very much, how they feel about this. I do feel like the appeal would be a lot wider for this type of song. Yeah, but no, like you said, I think the song has its very endearing and like honest moments, and the lyrics are very honest, but at the same time they're very playful and they want to have a good time, and it's very relatable. I think this is a very relatable concept, and I guess, like, speaking of concept, we can go into the video and how it is. It's very them. I feel like it's very there's like some quirkiness, but they're playful and they're just having a good time. And I really like how they use signage. I think YG has really gotten to signage lately. Or more, they've done it before too, but I feel like with Blackpink and the Stay video, they had a lot of English signage.
Yeah.
But in here, when each member did their solo, an object near them had their name on it and like a play on their name. So like when G-Dragon, whose Korean name is Cheong, when he came out first, the storefront awning or whatever said Jeongshi in the background that had his name. And then when Top came out, there was like some little sign that had his name and said like Top Poonshik or something. And like it's like little things like that that I think really kind of like wrapped up the video really well, or had those really like nice moments. So that's something I really liked. I like the little details in the video.
It's like their own little like signatures on the video.
Yeah. Like they're leaving their mark.
Yes, literally.
They are, because these are their final releases before Top, goes off to the army, to the military, and we have an episode on that too. So, what did you think of like the styling, the aesthetics?
Oh, I loved the colors and everything like that. Like once again, just so many, and I liked this in the other video too, but just very bold colors, very the hair colors were of course crazy, but they worked.
They were very saturated.
Yeah, very saturated,
pastel
which I liked. And Top, of course can pull off any hair color, and of course is doing some grown out pink roots, and I'm like,
such strong bone structure that he can really.
And that's what I was like, oh my God, maybe I should try this. And I'm like, I don't think so, Jeff. Like maybe
you could maybe pull it off. You have strong features.
Oh, thank you, Tina. That was actually just a way for you to compliment my bone structure. But I was literally thinking, I was like, man, he looks great. Like it's just like,
it's weird,
I'm gonna miss that.
I thought together aesthetically they looked really good. Because I understood what they were going for. I think individually, if I were to just see a photo of G-Dragon's like HOT inspired hair, I wouldn't be here for it. Like it's highlighter yellow.
Yeah,
and
bold.
I'm like, oh my God. But all of it together, I think really, really worked.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't the hugest fan of Taeyang's seemingly Lil Yachty inspired sort of braids, but hey, it's for entertainment, right? So
Faye's been problematic lately. But it's not not an excuse, obviously, but unfortunately Taeyang has been rocking those looks and like even in the very beginning of his career. Those braids were him. So,
so ending, staying true to brand, I guess, for better or for worse. Anyway,
I thought it was dope how they kind of each had their own moment. They each had their verse, and they ended on like a big club scene, which is very Big Bang. Like there's somebody that you want to go out and have fun with. And I love the crowd surfing shots. I love like just like the feeling of everybody embracing them.
You know what I love too? One specific moment in particular when Seungri he's like doing his little thing or whatever, and the three of them, I think it's G-Dragon, Top, and Daesung, I think. They're like kind of like pretending to be those like background singers, like doing like the harmonies around a mic and like singing like really like cutely. And I was like, aw, like they're supporting like, the youngest, or the Magne as they call him, like the youngest one. It was so like cute, I thought. And I was like, aw, they're like, it's like full circle, like, it's not just the baby always supporting like the older ones, it's like they're kind of playing back up to him, who I think, who we always highlight as like an very underrated member, but Seungri. But But anyway, should we also talk about Last Dance, of course, because we've been gushing about
we
fuck
might need
it
a
also.
moment with that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I'll just say straight off the back, song-wise, it's not like my favorite song in the world. It's very powerhouse pop. And I think that's not the point here. I think the point is sort of the message and what it sort of describes overall. Because I was saying, it's very much, it almost reads like a love letter.
Yeah.
Like, saying like, will you wait for me? Don't forget me.
If I see you again in the future. It's so bittersweet.
It's very bittersweet.
It's very emotionally charged. To say the least.
Yes. And then at those last 30 seconds when it's like top kind of I'm getting chills right now.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, I'm getting chills just from
yeah.
And then the fan screams start coming. It's like, clearly this is for the fan. The fans are literally a part of this last dance, this last song. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just such a nice sentiment. And what's kind of, almost sad about all this is that, or just kind of a little perplexing to me is that, like, this is so emotional. This is so, like making a statement. But, like, ideally they will come back, the 5 of them or whatnot. And I don't know why they're, honing in on this idea of last, final, see you again, hopefully, sometime. Because it's not like they're I hope they're not announcing a disbandment or anything like that.
No.
I think it's just, I think more or less maybe they're just knowing it's not going to be the same and things are going to change.
I think they just mean maybe like one last hurrah before things are inevitably going to change. And because like we discussed on previous episodes, things move so quickly in K-pop, and time moves quickly too. Like Tops, I'm sure like he's gonna be back before you know it, but everyone changes and develops differently and at different paces, and who knows where G-Dragon's gonna be 2 years from now. Who knows where Taesung's gonna be, and who knows if when they all come back, if they really want to continue what they have right now, because everyone changes, and
ideally 2 years is a long time.
Like ideally we would want them to pick up where they left off, but nobody can guarantee that. So I think right now they're saying, let's encapsulate this moment right here for what it is, and treasure it for what it is, and and as bittersweet as it is, they're always gonna love us the way that we love them, and I love that they essentially kind of more or less dedicated this to VIPs who have stuck with them, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, 10 years.
Through scandals, through good moments, through bad moments, through, Yeah, no, that is a fan base to be reckoned with, obviously. We all, no one can deny the VIPs.
Right.
But
and no, I agree. The song's not like incredible, but I think, that it's also not the main single from the album. But I do really, really like it. But if it weren't for the video and the lyrics, I probably would be like, oh, this is just a nice song. Because in terms of songs of that realm, I think something like Let's Not Fall in Love is, much better of a song. But Last Dance,
I've been listening to that song a lot.
I love that song so much. But no, Last Dance I think is a really good accompaniment to Fuck It. And I like how they release 2 different sides of them. Because that's always been something that I appreciated. Like they can do everything. They are one of the most versatile artists ever.
Yeah. Side note, I'm getting a little tired of YG's double releases. They're very tough to keep track of.
Oh,
but you know what? Or triple releases or whatever it is. But you know what? I will gladly take this for sure. Yeah. So Big Bang, I mean, the albums, even despite this not really being a new album, the album like flew to like top 3 on US iTunes. Sure. The song was like top 4. Fuck It was top 40. All the songs I'm really curious how this is going to perform on the charts, at least in America. I mean, in Korea, it's been like, number 1. All songs have been like, at the top, of course.
I can't imagine it not being number 1 here. Knock on wood.
You mean on our countdown?
I can't imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, very, very curious to see. I'm curious, if they can, maybe even beat BTS's record or not. It's going to be a moment. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know where people are going to show up, so we'll see.
I don't know. I feel like they have more fans over a longer period of time.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I don't know. BTS fans are also like,
I mean,
of the new generation,
right?
So
a new generation,
next level.
Which is very, into streaming, very into
different.
like,
it's definitely different.
So but that album, the Made It album is only, or the Made, album is only, it's only $7 on iTunes. So there's sort of that incentive,
That's true.
If you buy 3 songs, you've already paid. What, $3-4?
Yeah.
Probably most people are like, well, I might as well just buy the whole thing.
I think they're like $1.29.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of 99 cents.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we'll see. Wow. Okay, so that was a journey. We have 2 more releases still to get to.
We have 2 more.
Let's
yes.
definitely get to them though. Should we jump into our girl, former K-Stop guest,
yes.
Jessica?
Yeah, let's do it.
Jessica's back quicker than I thought she'd be, to be honest. I'm happy though. With Wonderland, this sort of a new EP.
She had to release it like in December or January. Like honestly,
right. It was coming.
It's a winter. Mm-hmm. It's like a winter themed release.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, winter themed release, but here she is doing dance music, which I think it was a really nice look for her. I like this a lot more than Fly.
I actually really like the single.
Yes, Tina. And that's the thing is that I had a feeling Jessica's sweet spot would be the sort of dance music.
Right.
Because I think she sounds awesome.
But she didn't lose that kind of enchanted, like flowy vibe of hers.
Yeah.
Because that's her whole thing, right? Like kind of very wispy, enchanted, kind of angelic sound, nothing too aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
But also with like a little bit of like edge to her, like a little bit of that kind of dance sound to her, and she always incorporates some choreography, nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
And I thought this was actually perfect for the winter season because I think it perfectly kind of combines that enchanted sound that she likes and puts it and like associates that with this holiday season and winter season. So I think it works better than if she had released something like this in like July.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Saying. Yeah. I mean, I think, strangely, I don't really think about dance music in like winter.
But I don't know if this is like, it's not dance though.
It's like housey. It's like house more so.
It's like infused with it a little bit in the chorus.
Yeah.
It's not heavy though.
No. Or maybe it's like, electronic house is sort of like where she's sort of dipping into.
Yeah.
More so. But yeah, I remember I saw this like clip of her like a couple weeks back. She was at some fan meeting or some fan concert or something like that, and she's sang, the "How Deep Is Your Love" song, not the classic R&B one, but like the Calvin Harris "How Deep Is Your Love," and she sounded awesome on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she would really do well with like a house sort of sound like that, and I'm like, oh, here she is with something kind of similar.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm such a fan of this song. I think she really did well. I like kept like when I first heard it, I like couldn't stop playing it. I like really. I
was surprised. I like this a lot more than Fly.
Yeah, I think
Fly was a little basic.
Fly was very safe for sure. And I think her company, I think a lot of people were nervous about how, she had this sort of scandalous whatever sort of moments, departure and all that stuff. And she was kind of coming at it in a way. She didn't sign with a company known in Korea. She had a lot of, different people backing her.
Yeah.
I think she needed to just make sure, okay, can I actually do this? And the album did well in Korea. I think it went #1 in Korea.
It did. Which also doesn't
fine.
Surprise me because it is safer, and she kind of essentially capitalized on what made her so popular, right?
Yeah. And then but here I think she's kind of let her wings. Now she's actually.
I think she also
fine.
realizes that EDM sounds are big in K-pop right now.
Yeah.
So it was the right move to make.
Right, and like everyone loves an empowering anthem, whatnot. But I think she was kind of like, I can do this, I got this. And, I'm particularly a fan of the music video.
I was about to say, I thought she looked cute as hell in the video, and it was like,
I was screenshotting the video and thinking about taking it to like my hair cutter tomorrow and being like, do you think I could pull this off?
I think the video really fit the song really well.
Yeah.
The production actually reminded me of Taeyong's Eye a lot, just like with the vast wide shots of scenery and it was like a kind of like a fall winter vibe in there, more wintry obviously for this one. But yeah, in terms of like the editing, it did remind me of the Eye video. Yeah.
Interesting.
Right, like, because, you know, at the end of that video, Taeyong's kind of in, like, the countryside, kind of, like, frolicking.
Lots of, like, nature.
Yeah, so I kind of got that a little bit. But no, this one's much more kind of, like, for those of you who have watched Harry Potter, like a Honeydukes feel, where they're in, or Hogsmeade feel. Hogsmeade. Honeydukes is, like, the candy shop. But Hogsmeade is, like, that well, it's, like, a little cottage line, like, small street where... Aww. The students of Hogwarts go and like spend a day, like a field trip. So it's very like cozy feelings where I'm getting at.
It was very cozy for sure.
Which I really liked it, but
until she goes to the mountains in that little dress. Yeah. And I was reading about it. You know, I was looking into it because I was trying to figure out where did she shoot? Was it CGI? Like was it like, you know? Well, but no, she went to, I think it was France and Sweden or Switzerland.
That makes sense. Switzerland makes sense.
You know, there's all these behind the scenes videos where she's literally freezing her butt off just to get the shots. And I'm like, wow, that is dedication. I feel like
she should have just stuck with that she should have stuck with that instead of doing certain special effects. Like there were a couple moments where I was like, why are you
a giant?
And that I have no idea why you were doing that.
Yeah, that was just not
It looked
necessary.
like a mistake. And like she was walking toward the big open book. I'm like, why? There's no storyline. Why are you doing that?
We didn't need that.
So I didn't like that at all. But in general, I thought, you know, she looked good. I like that she took a risk and wore like a black dress, because I feel like she almost always looks really washed out, because they like putting her in really like light colored clothing.
That's
and she's already so
aesthetic.
pale.
Yeah.
And I get it. She's like the ice princess of K-pop, but like,
which I didn't realize at the time. But I'm like, is she playing off that, like being in the snow and being in the mountains, ice princess?
But I think I like her in kind of more contrasting looks, and I thought the black lace dress that I think she was wearing at the end, that looked really good on her, and I want to see her in more of like more colorful, like more, you know, maybe darker palette looks, maybe.
Yeah, break out. Yeah.
But no, overall, I really liked it, minus a few little blips here and there, editing-wise.
No, such a nice, nice build up, in particular, nice chorus. Love those looks. I'm literally... Might have to wait till summer to see it on me, but I'm literally going to be like, you know, that honey blonde color. I'm like, oh my God, this is an awesome hair
does
color.
Look good on her. I haven't listened to the rest of the EP, but have you checked it out?
I checked out a couple things, yeah. And you know, I was particularly excited because she wrote a bunch of the songs on it, or like co-produced a couple too. So I was particularly excited to check out those. And they do stay in that dance electronic sort of sound as well, so you know, it's definitely worth a listen for sure.
Okay. No, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, she's breaking out. And you know, it was kind of interesting because she put that out, and then Tiffany put out that Far East Movement video with Tiffany came out right around the same time. I'm like, oh my God, can these girls even get away from each other
for
at this point?
For the record, I do like that video too.
I love that video. That was
Tiffany's just so gorgeous. Like, it hurts to look at her sometimes. She's so beautiful.
I was proud of that. I was proud of her in that, because she really, you know, was totally the center. Very cool with the fan dance.
Yes.
Yeah. But I was like, oh my gosh, how did this even happen? You know, like it's two completely unrelated projects at this point.
Right.
And like they somehow, I'm like, man, they really can't get away from each other.
They're petty.
I don't know.
Petty is what they are.
Was Far East Movement being petty? Was, you know, just, I don't know what's going on. So it was kind of hilarious.
The universe does not want us to dissociate the two of them.
No, never. But last but not least, something completely different.
Complete opposite end of the spectrum.
You know, long-term boy band, long-term girl group member turned soloist. And now we have a very new co-ed group.
Yes.
Never said that on the show. Although we did once discuss, because we saw that.
We did discuss deep cut.
Yeah, we discussed, you know, kind of co-ed groups and their place in K-pop, and more or less
lack of place.
Yeah, lack of place. But here we are with, I'm going to assume they're called K.A.R.D, but it's K.A.R.D. This new, it's a 4-member group, 2 boys, 2 girls from DSP Media, formerly home of Kara and Rainbow.
Moment of silence for them.
And who else was on there? They
DSP wasn't 00501 on DSP.
Yeah, and there's some really legendary groups. But here they are with kind of their new project. And well, what do you think?
I did not know what to expect,
just
because there aren't a lot of co-ed groups, and DSP is not somebody I have had on my radar a lot recently.
No, I was talking with someone in Korea, and they're like, "Who's even on that label anymore?"
Right.
I'm like, well.
I was pleasantly surprised. I
Me
thought it
too.
was really freaking catchy.
Yeah.
It wasn't corny for the most part. Yeah, and I thought the concept was kind of cool in terms of their group name. Each member represents like a different card in the deck. Like the King card, the Ace of Spades, you know, the Joker. So I thought that was cool. One member's from LA. You got to have somebody from the US, right?
I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's like there's another one from the States or what, but yeah. So, and I thought they were edgy. I thought the song was really catchy.
I love the song.
It's called Oh Nana, right?
Oh Nana, yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I think my only issue is I wish I could hear one of the non-rapper more. They were very female focused.
I was about to say they pulled an ABBA in 18s on us.
Yeah, it's like the rapper, obviously he's going to have his moment because you always have a rap breakdown, and I feel like he's probably going to be a semi-popular member.
Yeah.
The video honed in on the two girls a lot.
And the song itself too.
Yeah, and like I could barely see the second dude, the fourth member.
Yeah.
I don't even know really what he did other than sing a few lines, and I could see him like the choreography. I could see them all like dancing and everything, but it was a very shadowy video, so I really couldn't see that guy's face.
Yeah.
So I wish that they would have highlighted him a bit more, because right now it seems like they're kind of banking on these two girls, like getting them to become more popular.
Yeah. And you know, DSP, at least recently, they've been doing, you know, I feel like they just are, their sweet spot is like very sugary bubblegum. You know, you have K.A.R.D, you have Rainbow. They have this new girl group, April. It's just been very sweet and sugary for a long time now. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Exactly. I didn't know what to expect from like seemingly like a hip hop oriented co-ed group. But once again, really pleasantly surprised and really curious what's to come from them. I do think they kind of pulled an 18s on us and like, you know, ABBA sort of thing. Like the guys are kind of, at least for the more or less, seemed like accessories for like a little bit, but to the girls kind of
dance props.
Yeah. You know, but like speaking of the dance, if we go right into the video, you know, like I was kind of like, oh, they're really bringing some edge to this.
Yeah.
There was like some, maybe it was not actual grinding, but some pseudo grinding.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Which I was like, okay, you know, like, because I think one of the things we brought up, at least last time, or when we did discuss co-ed groups, was how lots of times, you know, there's this fantasy of, you know, or the fans, you know, really get attached to, you know, being a part, you know, being with that member, or the idea that they could, you know, one day, you know, no one's touching, you know, their favorite girl group member, their favorite boy group member. But here they are when the sexes are mixed and they are getting touchy with one another. It's kind of an interesting.
But some people might like that. They might be like, oh, like, what if they are dating? Or they kind of like that kind of potential pairing, maybe.
And maybe that's what, you know, DSP, maybe they're kind of going all in on this bank, hoping that that's what people play off of and get into.
I wonder if like that's why they're a quartet and not like a quintet or something. Like they could easily pair them up. Maybe, I don't know.
That's interesting.
I think they're all like really good looking.
Oh my God.
You know, they have good chemistry. I was checking out their Instagram, and they're really playful. They were doing the mannequin challenge.
Oh, I saw that.
And it was really cute, and they did a really good job, and they seem to be really into like Bruno Mars and you know, hip hop and R&B, and so you can really see where they are trying to draw their influences from. I'm really excited. This is a full EP, right? I haven't actually looked at the release.
I am not sure. I mean,
it's called like K.A.R.D Project 1 or something like that. So I'm assuming there are a few tracks on there, but no, I think they said I'm interested in trying to find out if they do anything that's maybe a bit more aggressive or a bit more hip hop based.
Yeah, I don't know. I can only find like the one song so far, but yeah, I'm really curious. Yeah, I mean, like I think there's a couple, edges to be smoothed over.
Yeah.
Like, let's retire the twerking.
The video wasn't the best.
Didn't need any twerking.
Yeah.
I literally like rolled my eyes when I saw it. But more or less, I'm excited. I'm very curious, and I'm approaching this with some optimism.
No, I'm rooting for them because like there's not enough co-ed groups, and all the co-ed shit that you hear they're a one-off.
Yes, exactly. So. Something fresh for the scene. So
I'm very happy with this week's releases.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
We've been doing really well this week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was about to say, who do I choose? But obviously, I'm choosing Big Bang.
I feel like I just got to give it to them.
Yeah, those two songs especially, fuck it, like
yes,
so refreshing, so innovative sounding.
Yeah, it's very what was I gonna say? Very, very like career exemplifying of them. It's just like this is who Big Bang is for sure.
Very true. Very true.
Cool. So yeah, be sure to vote who you guys want. Hit us up on Twitter. I don't think we've mentioned our Twitter name. So I'm at Jeff__Benjamin.
And I'm at Hey_Tina with 3 A's.
Use hashtag KStop if you guys want to talk about anything K-pop, but especially what we're talking about on this week's episode. Yeah. Let's get into some charts where we take a look at the top 5 K-pop songs on US iTunes right now. Coming in at number 5 this was on last week, Chanyeol and Punch's single "Stay With Me." Their new song from the Guardian drama,
right?
The OST. Yeah, it's called "Stay With Me," and I've been hearing a lot about that song. So, congrats to Chanyeol. Punch, I keep seeing like his name around more and more. He's like becoming like that producer, in that world, for sure. Number 4, this is a nice surprise. K.A.R.D with "Oh Na Na."
Yay!
Yeah, they're kind of getting some attention from their U.S. fans. So, congrats. Number 3. Girlfriend by Big Bang.
Okay, I already know where this is going.
Girlfriend. Which one do you think got number 1?
I think Last Dance is number 2.
You're correct, Tina. Number 2 is Last Dance. And number 1 is TT by Twice. No, I'm kidding. It's fucking.
Oh my God. I was about to leave this room. What the hell?
No,
that would have been a plot twist for
that would have been a plot twist for the books. Yeah. No, Big Bang's I think Fuck It is still like, in top 50 on like just the overall top songs. So yeah, it was so yeah, great. Congrats to Big Bang.
Great top 5. Good job, y'all.
Yeah, really good. Really, really good. And
keeping to the year-end theme.
Of course. We're asking you guys, to kind of help us out with our year-end list. But, at the very least, we need to now, of course, share our favorites of the year.
Personal favies.
Yes, if you saw last week, was it last week or this week? Last week, the Fuse's top songs, top albums, top movies, top TV shows, top everything came out last week, and we have lots of year-end content all over the place on Fuse. But yeah, we of course need to. We did this mid-year. We had a bunch of requests for like our mid-year picks of the year, but now it's time to share our favorite albums and songs
year from 2016.
Year.
This was very overwhelming.
It was very overwhelming. Oh my gosh, I do this every year, and it's never easy.
Right.
So we'll do our best.
And keep in mind, these are personal picks.
Yes.
So like it's like, for example, I don't really like super sugary pop, so you probably won't see any of that on my list. So, and we're not saying like from a critical perspective, like these are deserving of like whatever. These are just honestly personal picks, at least for me.
Yes.
How many did you do?
I did top 5 and top 5. What did you do?
Wait, we had 2 categories?
Oh, I did songs and albums.
What?
We should have discussed. I'm sorry, Tia. What did you do? Songs or albums?
I just did like music videos, like songs, like singles releases.
Okay.
I only did like 7 or 8.
You know what? It'll work out in the end because I have basically 10 and you have almost 10 as well.
I don't even know if I'm not like really an album person. I am, but I'm not. I don't know.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I messed this up. We didn't discuss this. We're horribly unorganized.
It's been a crazy week, y'all. Yeah. So we're
okay. Why don't you start with your singles?
So for my singles, I'll just kick it off with EXO's Monster.
Okay.
Because I just think that song is just such a good pop song. Just so
That's fair.
like
That's fair.
moves just so in so many different places, goes so many ways. I'm just such a fan. I feel like I can't get enough of Monster by EXO. Tina.
Okay. I have Day 6 Letting Go.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
You know, so predictable. No, I love Day 6.
Uh-huh.
Letting Go is very them.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's as good as Congratulations, but I still love Letting Go.
Yeah, they. I was listening to the album actually last night.
That album was great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm putting that, even though I don't have an album list, that would be on there.
Yeah, I'm kind of previewing where I'm going with that, but yeah.
Love Day 6.
In other songs, gotta give it up to Wonder Girls and Why So Lonely. I just
Great
loved
song.
everything they brought there. It was kind of awkward because like they put out that like weird kind of single, kind of an EP 3-song thing, but that was like a great release in and of itself too. Yeah, such a fan of Wonder Girls and how they just brought it once again. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Very consistent. Speaking of girl groups, I have Brave Girls Deepened.
Whoa.
Love that song. I had that on repeat for I don't even know how long, and we got our coworker Mark into it.
Yeah.
Like, kind of that 90s R&B girl groups vibe.
Well, guess what's next on my list is Brave Girls Deepened because
Really?
it's so good.
It's
No,
so
I
good, yeah.
100% believe it's one of the best
And the Nike
productions.
athletic wear look.
Oh my gosh.
So sexy, so
So good.
simple.
Shout out to my roommate Edward who got so hooked on that song. It was his top played song on Spotify this
Really?
year. Yes.
Shouts to Edward.
Yeah, so I loved it. We all loved it. Everyone loved it. If you paid attention.
Yeah.
Korea's
and
sleeping
then
on them.
next is Mino with Body.
Ooh.
I love that song so much. I think it's so sexy.
Yeah.
I love the production of it. I thought that was the best release from Mob.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We also got to give a quick shout out to the K-Stop listeners. So I feel like they were the ones who told us to review Brave Girls first. Like it wasn't even really on our
that wasn't one
radars.
yeah, I wasn't.
And then we got at least 2 or 3 people who were really, really into it. And we're like, okay, we're seeing the request, I think we had 3 other songs, but like we might have replaced one or added it. But so shout out to K-Stop as well.
Thank you for putting that on our radar.
Yeah. In songs, I have to give it up to Zico, Dean, and Crush with Bermuda Triangle.
That was on my list too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just, the more and more I look at it, the more I listen to it, the more I spend time with it. It's just such a great statement. It's such a great release and such a, powerful thing to show, how not only important is hip hop and R&B and these, other elements in K-pop, but just like how I don't know. It's just so right. I don't know. Yeah. It's like something
also
about
the concept is so dope. Like Bermuda Triangle and like the way they incorporated the lyrics with the concept with like visually and like they really are the 3 pillars of this kind of like genre, I guess, that's coming up more into the mainstream in Korea.
Yeah. Poor
and
Zion T.
Well, yeah, but Zion T is more like, I feel like no, that's not true. I was going to say he's more R&B, but Crush is
he's been
more
so
R&B.
Quiet ever since signing
He's
with
locked
YG.
in the YG dungeon, okay?
Oh, gosh. It's true.
But yeah, in terms of like bringing or kind of fusing mainstream K-pop with R&B and hip-hop, those 3 artists really are like the main ones right now. So
100%.
And it's just so catchy. It's very accessible. I love it. And nobody really, I mean, it was Zico's track, but I feel like he did a good job of, incorporating the other 2.
Getting everyone to
features,
shine, but also getting everyone to like move out of their comfort zones. New things.
Because you don't see Crush really like getting all bravado a whole lot.
Right. So very much,
I love it. Yay. I didn't expect that to be on your list.
I just can't. It's undeniable at this point. I don't know. It's how I feel.
Well, I'm going to go off of that and put Dean's Half Moon on there. Half Moon D. I love it so much.
Yeah. No, very much. I mean, Dean did he do anything wrong this year? Shut Up and Groove with highs.
Yeah, no L's this year. No L's for Dean.
No L's.
No L's. No losses. No L's.
Oh. I thought that's what you were getting at, but I'm like, lose.
Dean took no L's.
Nice. And
Except for the hair at Mama. What what the hell? You saw that?
Yeah.
When the three performed Bermuda Triangle. He got a perm. Never again. Please don't ever do that again.
I'm glad once again stepping out of his comfort zone.
No.
Proud of him.
That is not a zone he needs to be stepping into.
When I get my haircut tomorrow?
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Can I imagine?
I would die.
I don't think my hair's long enough to get a perm.
No, Dean, don't ever do that again. I love you so much, but that is not a good look. Holy crap.
A personal plea from Tina Zoo. So my last, I guess, song that I really want to highlight, and this was not so easy to break down, but like, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Shiny. Tell Me What to Do. Tell me what to do. I just think
song.
Just so. If Bermuda Triangle was like that statement piece in your face, undeniable, Shiny's Tell Me What to Do is almost like on the exact opposite, but still just as brilliant.
Right.
Doesn't need to smack you in the face with anything crazy or anything like that. It's just a really, really good song.
Listen, and right away you're like, oh, this.
Yes.
I'm vibing to this. This is good. Yeah.
For sure.
Boy groups, more boy groups. B1A4, Ally.
They were close for me. Close to being top 5.
I was very upset that I missed the episode that not only featured Zika and Bermuda Triangle and B1A4 because I love them. They're so like their releases are very like pop cinematic,
Yeah.
And like I just love it. Like they're so like epic sounding.
Such an underrated group. Still,
they are. I love them like from the get go, and like
it shouldn't be. They shouldn't be.
They're so talented. I love that song. I love the video too.
I was actually pretty happy to see. I think the song performed pretty well on the charts, which thank goodness, because I think they had a couple misfires.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy to see them kind of hopefully return to the top. Come on, B1A4.
That song's been on loop for
really,
quite a
really
few days.
For sure. I'm going to move more towards albums now.
Go for it.
And of course, got to give it up to BTS and Wings.
Of course.
Yeah, just such an awesome. Still can't stop listening to so many of those songs.
And they're on our top 20 albums of the year.
They were, yes. Ranked really high. Some people who aren't even like usual K-pop fans got into that album. So very, just a really celebrated release for sure.
Keep going, another album.
Another album? Well, I mean, I gotta give it
running low.
I gotta give it to Day 6 too, because that EP, I know it's just an EP, but Art of Letting Go or Letting Go, whatever it's called. Sorry, I'm always like
Letting Go.
Yeah,
the Art of Letting Go sounds good too.
But Sing Me is a beautiful song.
Yes.
I was listening to that a ton yesterday, and they also showed some growth too by going with Blood, and some other song. Warm was another one that kind of just showed there's more to be seen from this group, and I'm really really excited.
Sing Me was the one that was more upbeat.
Right?
That's a more dancey one.
Yeah, it was dancey, but and once again, just showing that they have more to be seen as well. And that one just it always lifts me up when I listen to it. Just so good.
I love them. They just make their interviews are always so funny and playful.
Oh my God, they were so awesome to meet at K.A.R.D this year. It was just awesome overall.
Yeah, I like them. All right. I guess if I had an EP album list, Taeyong's second album, Why, right?
Oh, Taeyong, yeah.
She would be on there for singles too. I just love that whole project. I know you weren't a huge fan of Starlight. I love Starlight. That's one of my most played K-pop songs of the year. Yeah. Again, with Dean, because everything he's on is amazing.
And can do no wrong this year.
But I did love Why. I will say, just personally, I didn't replay it as much, but when that first came out, I was blown away by Why.
Yeah, I it's definitely up there for me. 11:11 was really really good too. I'm still deciding which one I like more. I'm really torn.
For such a acoustic chill song, I kept going back to it because I'm like, oh, this might be kind of generic, but no, it's it sounds good. It's very comforting.
I had many moments with it. I was listening again. I'm like, oh, this is really cute. Yeah. Also on albums, I got to give it up to Tiffany, who's I Just Want to Dance. I don't know. I just think there was so much. It was so unexpected the way the single went, but then also the other songs on it too. There were some like trappy songs, some really, just really nice choruses, really nice vocals, just overall really great pop project. And I have to give it up to.
And she had a vision for it.
Yeah,
and it came together real nicely.
It came together so nicely, and so I gotta give it up to Tiffany. Should I throw another one out there?
Yeah, please do.
Got to give it up to the girl group. I think this is probably the best girl group album of the year. It's between them and Mamamoo, but EXID's Street album.
Okay.
I strongly suggest. I know it was like very early in the year and it might have gotten a little lost, but like it's really good.
Yeah,
like there's like so much going on in there. There's like this one song I still can't stop listening to, Cream. Okay. It's just a really good girl group album.
I love Ellie, so
yeah. Oh yeah. Then you'll love
I
Cream.
Love her attitude
because she like sings the chorus and stuff like that. Like
it's just have to check that out again.
It's them. It's between them and Mamamoo for like best girl group album of the year. I think Exit in the end, or EXID takes it, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I want to give them a shout out. And then last but not least, I guess I'll cap it. I'm going between a couple right here. Ladies Code 3-song was really good. New West was really good.
Was that the one with Galaxy?
The Galaxy, yeah. But I think I gotta give it to Jungkook in the end. With his She Is album.
Okay.
I think a lot of really, for the longest at the top of the year, he really kind of stood out to me. Okay. But the more I think in the end, he was probably like the best, one of the best albums from the top of the year. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the year, a lot of people came out with some really strong projects, but
that's true.
He kind of stood out to me. So yeah, that's our little
and of course, like I gotta throw in Big Bang. Fuck yeah! I know it just came out, but I already know I'm gonna be replaying that for like God knows how long. So
and that album too. Yeah. I know it's kind of been. It's sort of a 2015, 2016 album. You could kind of say, given all the material on. But all those songs, there is so much to take in and really get into on that album.
Technically, like we can put that on our year-end album list, right?
Put it on the year-end album. I think for sure. Loser. So then
Let's Not Fall in Love. I'm like sad that's technically 2015, but
that's a great song. It really is. Yeah, like the party songs, the
Zutter.
Yeah. Ooh, good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that just that project or that statement they made. What is it? So that's technically 11 tracks, 10 videos, right? 10 videos? Yeah, 10 music videos, 11 tracks. Wow. It's basically a visual album. Yeah. It would have been a visual album.
Pretty much, right?
If they hadn't, thrown in that extra song.
They should re-release it with the music videos on there.
That'd be cool.
Right?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Pull a Beyonce on us.
I don't know. I mean, here we call it a Beyonce. They've been doing it. They've been doing that in other places.
That's a good point. 21 did that with one of their EPs.
Yeah, like I mean, I've always had a bit of an issue with people. I mean, I think they say pull a Beyonce because it dropped out of nowhere.
Surprise release.
It was a surprise release.
You're
but in
right.
terms of a visual album. No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying people get all of that, like kind of package it all up into like a Beyonce thing. I'm like, listen.
Yeah.
Other countries have been doing that, but
listen.
no disrespect to Beyonce. I love her, but yeah. So hopefully y'all will vote for the K-pop top 20.
Yeah, 40.
Let us know. Or top 40, my bad. Let us know who should be the final few slots on there.
Yes. Think about your underrated faves.
Yes.
Think about who needs to shine, who needs to be included, who's going to get the fan base,
right.
who are you going to get your fan base.
I mean, we love your comments, so please don't tweet us like BTS, like BTS is on there.
Don't worry. BTS was number 2 on the list, okay? And we're looking at YouTube views. It is videos. So, if your fave had one of like the top most viewed videos of the year, they're included. Right. Don't worry. We're looking for, those people who are just on the cusp of kind of getting that, huge fan base and things like that, or, might be underrated in some type of way. So, with that being said, we want to know your guys' favorite picks of the year. We want to know who you love, but so send us any comments.
You got an extra step.
Yes.
This week, you got to vote for, your favorite release of the week, and also vote for the top 40, wild card, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
and
yes.
Of course, tweet us whatever thoughts you may have on this week's episode or anything else.
Hit us up at fuse.tv.
Yeah.
Vote.
Yeah. Once again, thanks for tuning in to K-Stop.
Yeah.
Look forward next week. We'll have a Christmas holiday themed episode.
We'll be all on a
like
seasonal
that.
holiday mode.
Before we all head home for the holidays. So.
Exactly. So as always, this is Ben and Jeff.
And this is Tina.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.